We've got Hussam here, Mo's here, Giuseppe's here, Dio's here. Welcome back to the show, gentlemen. Giuseppe, to you first. My God, that was tight.
Mate, that was awful, mate. First of all, I want to say to you, don't worry, next season you'll be able to put red on that Premier League, mate.
Oh, no, not my club.
No, not your club, though. No, but the game, I shouldn't even be laughing, mate. That was shocking, mate. Absolutely shocking. To be honest, we've gone through. We're going to probably go out in the next round to Switzerland. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. I don't know, man. This team just ain't got the quality that it needs, to be honest. Definitely going forward, I think Chiesa coming on changed the game a bit for us. I don't know why he didn't start. But yeah, like the team just, I don't know, man. They just don't seem to be gelling. They don't seem to be on the same page. We bring on Skamaka, he's crap. Everyone else was crap. The defense was okay. Calafiori now, he's out of the next game. That's a shocker for us. Donnarumma's been the only player this tournament that I can actually say has been half decent, to be honest. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's saying something. So, listen, we got through. We didn't give up. That's the one thing I can give them. They didn't give up. It was a quality goal to equalise. I was so happy to break Modric's heart. I'm sorry. I was so happy. The way he was just sitting on the bench, hoping and praying. And then I see it go in. I was like, yes. But yeah, listen, I know Mo's probably going to do a lot of the talking for me because I ain't got much time. But yeah, listen, what can I say apart from Italy, mate? Sort it out. Maybe who knows? We can go and win it from him. Crazier things have happened now, not with this team. But
obviously, it was a great last minute, not winner, but essentially it felt like a winner because it put you through. But you're still more concerned about that performance, really.
Yeah, listen, I don't think we've had a good performance, really. Like the Albania one was okay, but like Albania are rubbish. Let's be honest. So. It was all right. Then the Spain one was awful, and this one was awful as well. Croatia's been awful this tournament as well. I know, obviously, this is the last game, and they know they've got to win, so they probably put in a bit more of a better performance from their part. But they weren't even that good. Like, this is the thing. Like, I don't think Croatia was really good tonight. I just think we weren't good at all. So we made them look a bit better. They started turning it a bit dirty towards the end, just taking our players out. That's why we got all the extra time. That's why it bites you in the arse sometimes when you're doing that. But yeah, the performance was shocking. Yeah, there's not much for me to say, man. I was so frustrating. Even when that goal went in, I was screaming my head off. Sat back down and I was like, I don't even feel like we deserve it, mate. But I'll take it.
Mo, do you echo that? And obviously, you're back in Italy at this tournament, and a few people after their first game stated this is why they felt that he would. This is why they felt he would. That game was why they felt that they could win it. I mean, 2 games later, they've lost back. They nearly lost back-to-back games. They scraped over the line against an aging Croatia team. It's not been a good look.
Listen, the quality is not there. This is the status of Italian football. The likes of Scamacca, Retugi, all these guys, this is the quality of Italian football. Guys cannot have a good first touch. I don't know how these guys are professional footballers, getting paid to play football, to be honest. Some of them, the likes of De Lorenzo, who won with Napoli. This is the status of Italian football. That's why people make fun of Italian football. It's just the first touch is not there. Passing ability, just basic attributes for some of these players are missing. Just basic. And I was going crazy. I was doing the watch along. I literally was going crazy. How can you be a professional footballer that play for one of the greatest nations to play in football in the history, one of the most successful nations, that you cannot control the ball? Someone like Fratesi, for example, who plays for Inter. He's an absolutely shocking footballer. Shocking. The guy doesn't have the basic attributes to be a footballer. Scamacca, Retugi, this guy Raspadori, who plays forward, who was on loan for Napoli, absolutely horrific footballers. They shouldn't be playing football. They shouldn't be playing football for the Italian national team. Italy went from Del Piero, Zola, Vialli, Ravanelli, and I can go on and on and on, to these bums who get paid to play professional football for Italian teams. How did this guy score at Liverpool? It just tells you how bad Liverpool were that day. It's as simple as that. Even Jorginho today. Italy were so ass trying to get out of the defense because this guy doesn't want to turn. He is scared of turning and facing the opposition. He doesn't have the balls to pick up the ball and turn and try to pick a pass. He did one good pass. Some of these guys, look at how Calafiori took the ball and he has the guts to go and dribble in minute 90 as center back, minute 97, to go forward to try to make things happen. Even Chiesa, I'm not going to say Chiesa was bad or good. Chiesa changed the game. And Chiesa was not good. That's how bad the Italians are. I'm not going to rule them out from winning the tournament. Italy have been shit before, and they got out a penalty, if you guys remember, to, like, I think Spain, if I'm not mistaken, or Germany. I can't remember who, to Germany, right? But at the end, these are absolutely horrific footballers that get paid to play football, and they play for the national team, and they don't even have, I don't know, the courage to go and play with heart for the team. Someone like this guy, Scamacca, is an app. If this guy plays for my club and he has this attitude and this body language, I'll be fuming. This guy, Italy are losing 1-0, about to go out, and he cannot even go and press. He can't be. When you guys say some of the footballers that play for your club don't have the courage and don't have the heart to play football, this is it. Someone like that guy who doesn't have the heart to play football, it's an absolutely shocking performance. Just at the end, they were saved by individual quality of that goal. I actually believe if Italy played another 90 minutes, they would not have scored. It's horrific performance of these footballers. This should not be paid. These guys have zero IQ, zero heart. They don't deserve to wear the jersey. And if this is a play for my national team or my club, I'll be fuming. These guys are horrific footballers on the ball and also IQ. Some of them couldn't connect simple passes, 10 yards passing sideways, can't connect them. It's shocking. I know I'm not Italian, right? But Giuseppe there sits there, and I can't understand why he's so frustrated. It's a horrific performance from the Italians. Horrific. This is it.
No, I hear you, Dio. Do you echo this? I mean, they're through to the next round, but it's, I mean, look, we've been very harsh on, and rightfully so, on this channel towards England so far at this tournament, but the Italians have not really been much better in the last two games.
Mamma mia, that's what they do. It's what the Italians do. They fumble and they wobble into the final, and they're going to get there. just mark my words. In the knockout stage, other teams are going to try and play against them. They're going to play their defense. They're going to play 0-0. They're going to play extra time. They're going to go into penalties. They're going to win. They're going to go into the quarterfinal. They're going to do the same thing. We've seen these playbook with Italy every time. Even when they had their greats, they played horribly a lot of times. We saw it in 1994. Even when you could pick out their greats and say, this guy is good. This player was good. But as a unit, they didn't feel like you would say, oh, the Italian teams of old, you could pick out the players that you knew could do the magic. But the whole squad, as it is, that's what they do. They're not the most pleasing to the eye. And I've just literally resigned to it that Italy is going to find a way to win. They know how to win, regardless of how they play. They just know how to get it over the line with looking horrible, playing terrible, and they just still get it over the line. This is where people need to understand that this is a cup tournament. I understand like fans want their teams to play well, but in cup tournaments, I'm like, look, man, just get it over the line. My take, because I was watching the Spain game and I jumped on the Italy game in the second half. So I turned on both games. I was sitting here listening to the commentary and I said, Italy is going to equalize. They didn't look like they were going to equalize, but in my mind, I just literally, so when they scored, I was like, oh, done. I knew it. I just kind of knew that it was going to happen because it's what Italy does. We've seen them do the last Euros. They went great in the last Euros, but somehow they got to the final.
They were much better.
No, but they went great. Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying they went better. They were better than this. Don't get me wrong, Mo. They were better.
The worst I have seen since 2010.
Yeah, so Mo, I agree with you. They were better than this current Italian squad, but they went great. They went like the way they won it. It was just what Italy does. Italy is a country that knows how to win tournaments somehow. Just somehow. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what they do to get there, but I mean, it wasn't a pleasing game to watch for me personally. I felt like they didn't deserve the draw, but I knew it was coming because it was Italy. It's a different thing. It was like for example, again today with Croatia, like after they missed the penalty and he scored 30 seconds later and Luka Modric scored 30 seconds later, at first I was like, oh, okay, this is, fresh air, that tension of you missed the penalty and then you scored, great stuff. But then I was watching the game and I was like, it's Italy, I can't write them off. I've seen this since 1994 at the World Cup. I'm telling you, we played Nigeria. Nigeria played them in 1994. We saw what they did to us. We had hope. I think we were 1-0 up.
1-0 and then Baggio
scored 1-0, and they just came back from nowhere and scored. I remember how old I was, and I was livid. And from that day on, I was like, this country, you can't write them off. They do these things all the time, So, congratulations to them. They're in the next round, and I guarantee you, whoever they meet, if you don't score 3-0 in the first half or second half, and you let it go down to the wire, Italy is going to go through.
So on that, Hassan, like when you look at their performances in the first 3 games, if that was most other nations, you would say no chance, they're winning. We've said it about Belgium, we've said it about England. Can you say that about the Italians, Hassan?
Yeah, I don't think Italy are going to win this, and I completely disagree with Dio, because when we played them, we beat them 1-0. It was very comfortable. It was very simple. There was nothing like worrying about that game whatsoever. Spain beat Italy comfortably, could have won that game by 4 goals. Today's game is not a thing where it's like, yeah, this is what Italy do and blah, 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 because obviously I was watching the Spain game, but I think my criticism of Italy has not changed 3 games in a row, which is their forward line. We also Mo's rant about Scamacca and him insulting every single forward line player. And he's right, to be honest with you. They just don't have the quality to get there. Like, do I trust Italy against Germany, against France, against even Netherlands, against teams like that? No. Netherlands themselves have a problem with the forward line, but at least they have a defense that's rock solid, that doesn't concede any silly goals, etc., etc., etc. So I think that's what separates them. But I'm not worried about Italy. I'm really not worried about Italy. I think Italy are not winning this Euros. They're just not there's not much there. Like, their strengths, Calafiori, Bastoni, fair enough. But the rest of the team, like, it's just there's weaknesses. Jorginho just does not suit what's happening for Italy. He just does not suit it.
The guy's a fake Brazilian, bro. It's a fake Brazilian, bro.
It's just not working. It's just not working. I feel like they need to stop forcing him starting as well, because it's just so pointless. It's just so unnecessary and pointless. And I think they need to get to the position where they just, make the right decision for them. Maybe even include someone who's a bit more like energetic in midfield, because you do need someone to run around. But I think Jorginho is definitely a weakness for Italy. Italy are not strong enough, Terry. As simple as that. As soon as they face a strong team in the knockouts, they're out.
Yeah. I wasn't watching the Spain game, but so I was fully watching the Italian game. I was doing a watch along. And the difference between your DM, which is the most important player on the pitch, the young kid Fagioli, who has been suspended for 7 months for betting scandal, came on and had the courage to move the ball forward. He wasn't scared. He played that rule, and he was like, I'm taking the ball from the defenders, and I'm trying to play that line-breaking pass. Somehow, Jorginho sometimes does this for Arsenal, right? Sometimes, right? He doesn't do it for Italy often. He doesn't do it. That is the difference. Your DM is the one that gets the ball from the defenders to the other midfielders and to the line. He did it once with one good pass to Di Lorenzo, the right back, in the first half. And after that, the guy completely surrendered that. I will just pass it back to the Bastoni and the Calafiori. I'm not going to try anything hard. That's why if you look at the stats, the difference between him and Toni Kroos, both of them might come out with 98% pass percentage, right? But one of them passed the ball forward 50% of his passes, and the other one passed sideways and backwards 90% of the time. Toni Kroos probably had like 5 key passes, and Jorginho doesn't. That's the difference between an elite midfielder and someone who's second in class. I'm not saying he's a crap player, but there is no.
Why is it always Kroos and Modric example? Jorginho's levels below that. Come
exactly.
On now.
Someone told me that. How do you compare Jorginho to the Xavis and the Kroos? And I said, there is Xavi, 50 feet of crap, and then Jorginho. Literally, that's the difference between him. Him winning the Euros last time with Barella and the Chiellinis, that was different. They had Chiellinis, and they had Barella was running like a maniac, and Verratti and these guys. This guy is not a leader. He cannot lead the team. And why I'm single out him, people think I have an agenda against him in particular. The reason why, we all know that in modern football, the DM, that guy that plays behind the midfield in front of the defense, is the most important guy. If that guy fails, the whole team collapses because there's no connection. That's why Thomas Partey for Arsenal is fantastic. That's why Rodri is great. That's why when Casemiro was good for Man United last season, they looked much better than this season when he fell off. That's why I'm single out this guy. People think it's an agenda. It's not.
Can I ask a question on that, singling him out? He was very good at the last Euros, but is that because of who was playing with? And if he hasn't got that quality around him now, is it a case of Italy are not picking the right players to get the best out of Jorginho, or is it that Jorginho that doesn't fit with the players he's with? Because he was great, he was brilliant. I mean, he got a Ballon d'Or nomination, he was so good. But I do agree, in football, sometimes you're only as good as the people that surround you. There are certain outliers, that Ronaldinho's, Messi's, that would be good in any team, but typically it's about who you're surrounded by. Is it a case here of the Italians maybe being imbalanced because they haven't got very much like England, they've got the wrong people on the pitch with each other, and there isn't a cohesive approach, no chemistry amongst them? What is it?
That you can actually this argument actually can hold a lot of water. The reason why, because there is another example on the team that looked horrific today. Di Marco, someone who balls out in the Italian league for Inter. Why? Because he has the system, he has the support around him to make him do one job. That's why he's never elite. And that's what I push back, Terry, about this. Jorginho is not crap, but he needs a system around him to make him shine. The elite players don't do that. They will not look bad. They will still play well. They might not be the amazing as they play in their system, but they will still do the job. They will still try. He doesn't. That is the problem. And to talk about the players around him, just to be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of Serie A, but I watch enough games more than anyone here, I assume. There is no quality. This is what people need to understand. There is a reason why Italian football TV broadcasting right, apart from the production, the quality is not there. It's just not there. This is the Fratesi. Barella is the best midfielder in Italy. He won back-to-back midfielder of the season. This is it. Barella. And I'm sorry, Barella's not Iniesta. Barella's not Zidane. Barella at the end is a number 8 that works hard, gets you goals, look great, fantastic. But he isn't the one that will carry the team on his shoulder. He needs a DM around him. He needs another midfielder. He needs a good forward, wing backs. And Italy don't have that. So maybe you're right. Maybe it's a fact that there is no structure around him to get the best out of him. But I'm going to flip it to another point. Jorginho's not that good for Italy to pick the team around him to make him work. He's not the difference maker. Like, he won't win them the Euros. That's it. If he was a Pirlo, I understand. Yeah, build the team around Pirlo because Pirlo will win you the Euros. That's the difference. For example, Man City sometimes they build the team around one player to shine. Is he good enough, Jorginho, for Italy to build the team around him? He won't carry them. If they make everything around the guy for him to work, nothing is going to happen because the quality is not there. From him to be Toni Kroos. Like this guy, we watch Germany. What is this guy, Hendrik, in the midfield? Or Hendrik, the guy that scored the goal that got cancelled. They have a lot of other midfielders that
Hendrik,
Hendrik. So here is a great example for Germany. So tactically speaking, Germany have much better midfielders than this guy, technically on the ball, that can be great. But because Toni Kroos is elite, they need that guy next to him to help him defensively, to do the dirty work for him because he's amazing. Jorginho is not that guy. Jorginho is not Toni Kroos. Germany builds around Toni Kroos. Everything is built for Toni Kroos to have the spaces to create, to do this. Jorginho is not that guy. It's simply.